Do you know how much money you could save by cutting out unnecessary expenses? If you're scratching your head, don't worry. Today, we're going to dive into the world of everyday spending and uncover 20 common, yet unnecessary expenses that might be draining your wallet faster than you think. From that daily cup of joe to those trendy fashion pieces that barely see the light of day, we might just surprise you. Stay tuned to find out what these unnecessary expenses are and how you can avoid them. Let's kick off with the first 5 unnecessary expenses that you might have been overlooking. First on our list is bottled water. Yes, it's convenient, but it's also a costly habit that's not so friendly for the environment. Consider investing in a good quality, reusable water bottle and a home water filter. You'll save money and contribute to a greener planet. Next up, branded products. It's easy to get swept up in the allure of big brand names, but often you're paying a premium for the label, not necessarily the quality. Generic or store brands often offer comparable quality at a fraction of the cost. So, next time you're shopping, give them a try. The third expense that often flies under the radar is cheap and low-quality items. While it may seem counterintuitive, these can actually cost you more in the long run. They wear out quickly, and you end up replacing them more often. It's worth spending a bit more upfront on quality items that will last. Moving on to fast fashion. This refers to inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass-market retailers in response to the latest trends. However, these items are often poorly made and go out of style quickly. Instead of falling into the fast fashion trap, focus on building a timeless wardrobe with pieces that are versatile and built to last. Lastly, we have overpriced items. This could be anything from a designer handbag to a high-end smartphone. It's important to ask yourself if the cost truly reflects the value. Could you find a similar item at a lower price? Are there features that justify the higher cost? If not, it might be best to pass. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper. Moving on to the next set of unnecessary expenses, let's start with one that might be a tad hard to swallow. Trending items and styles. Yes, it's tempting to keep up with the latest fads, but they're often fleeting and can burn a hole in your pocket. Instead, consider investing in classic, timeless pieces that never go out of style. This way, you're not constantly spending money on the next big thing. Now let's talk about coffee. The daily caffeine fix from your favorite coffee shop might seem essential, but it adds up over time. Imagine saving that $5 a day. That's a whopping $1,825 a year. How about brewing your own coffee at home? It's a small change that can make a big difference. Next on the list, new outfits for every event. It's easy to fall into the trap of wanting to dazzle at every gathering with a fresh look. But let's be real, your friends aren't going to remember what you wore last month. Mix and match your existing wardrobe, or consider renting an outfit for special occasions. It's kinder to your wallet and the environment. Speaking of clothes, let's address ill-fitting shoes and clothing. They might be on sale or in style, but if they don't fit well, they're a waste. You'll end up not wearing them, or worse, they might cause discomfort or health issues. Always prioritize comfort and fit over price and style when shopping for clothes and shoes. Lastly, we have expensive electronics. They might seem like a necessity in today's digital age, but often we pay for features we don't really use. Next time you're tempted by the latest gadget, ask yourself if you really need it, or if a more cost-effective model would serve your needs just as well. Are you surprised? Well, we're only halfway through. Ready for more? Here are the next 5 unnecessary expenses. First up, items that can be hired or borrowed. Think about it. How often do you use that power drill or that fancy dinnerware? Instead of splurging on items you'll use once in a blue moon, why not borrow or rent? It's a smarter move for your wallet and for the planet too. Next, we have white clothing. Yes, a crisp white shirt or a fresh white dress can look stunning. But the reality is, white clothes stain easily and can yellow over time, meaning you'll be replacing them more often than other clothing items. Instead, consider investing in quality, darker colored clothes that can withstand the test of time. Moving on to subscriptions. From magazines to streaming services, subscription costs can quickly add up. The trick here is to evaluate what you really use and need. If there's a magazine you barely read or a streaming service you rarely use, it might be time to hit that unsubscribe button. Food delivery and convenience food. We get it, life gets busy. But these quick fixes can really eat into your budget. Home-cooked meals are not only healthier, they're also more cost-effective. And hey, cooking can be a fun and therapeutic activity too. Finally, late fees. These pesky little charges are like throwing money down the drain. Avoid them by setting reminders for due dates or, better yet, automating payments. You'll save money and spare yourself the stress of a missed payment. So, there you have it. 5 more unnecessary expenses that might be digging a hole in your pocket. Remember, it's not just about cutting costs. It's about making smarter choices and prioritizing value. Let's venture into the final stretch. Here we are at the final 5 unnecessary expenses. Let's dive in. First up, we have magazines. Now, you might enjoy flipping through glossy pages filled with captivating articles and eye-catching images. But think about it. How often do you actually read them cover to cover? Plus, most content is readily available online these days. Instead of spending on monthly subscriptions, try exploring digital alternatives. You'll not only save money, but also contribute to reducing paper waste. Next, we have sale items that are not needed. A sale can be enticing, but it's crucial to remember that a bargain is only a bargain if you needed the item in the first place. Instead of being swayed by 50% off signs, make a list before you shop and stick to it. This way, you'll avoid buying things you don't actually need. Thirdly, warranties. These might seem like a smart purchase, but more often than not, they're an expense you could do without. Most products come with a manufacturer's warranty that's sufficient for most issues. If you're considering an extended warranty, weigh the cost against the value of the item and the likelihood of needing repairs. The penultimate unnecessary expense is loans. Sure, loans can be a lifeline in certain situations, but they can also lead to a cycle of debt if not managed properly. If possible, try to save up for big purchases instead of relying on credit. This not only saves you from paying interest, but it also encourages better financial habits. Finally, we have credit cards and contract items. While they provide convenience, they can also be a source of unnecessary expenses, especially if you're not diligent about paying off your balance each month. Consider using debit cards or cash instead, and always read the fine print before signing any contracts. And there you have it, 20 unnecessary expenses you can cut from your life right now. To summarize, we've just explored 20 unnecessary expenses that could be draining your wallet. We've delved into how bottled water, branded products, and even the lure of fast fashion can lead us to spend more than we need to. We've also discussed how purchasing cheap, low-quality items can end up costing us more in the long run. We've highlighted the pitfalls of falling for overpriced items and the latest trends. We've shed light on the hidden costs of daily coffee runs, buying new outfits for events, and even the trap of ill-fitting shoes and clothing. We've warned about the hefty price tags of expensive electronics and items that can be borrowed or hired instead. We've tackled the unnecessary expenses of white clothing, subscriptions, food delivery, and convenience food. And let's not forget about the money we waste on late fees, magazines, sale items we don't need, warranties, loans, credit cards, and contract items. By avoiding these unnecessary expenses, you can potentially save a significant amount of your hard-earned money. It's all about prioritizing quality, value, and your personal needs when making purchasing decisions. Remember, every penny saved is a penny earned. So let's put these tips into action and start saving today. Subscribe to our channel for more money-saving tips and tricks. Stay tuned for more content that will help you make the most of your budget and live a more financially savvy life. Until next time, keep saving.